If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs.
I think this works for all three pre-specs, more so for Shadow, maybe Disc, and it's pretty simple to get. We're talking from the Cataclysmic Gladiator set, which is of course from Cata. You're looking at the shoulders and the gloves. You can even go with the helm if you want, but I went a different direction. And the chest here is from Heimal. Brackenspore is the boss. Then we have a Lady Draenei showing the Binding of Dark Heresies. Nyalotha LFR version. Dark Inquisitor Xanish drops that belt. The hands, as we said, part of the Cataclysmic Gladiators Mooncloth set from your Cata PvP vendor located in the Stormwind or Orgrimmar. Now we have a Night Elf Priest, Conjurer's Shoes, Desolace, the Cursed Centaurs drop it, or you could purchase it on the auction house, or if you want, you could go with the Netherweave Boots. That's a fair substitute. It's a lighter shade of gray. The back is Korthia, Necrolord Campaign, Rep and Renown to get the cloak. Next up, I think the gargles here look really good. Legion level engineering, check your local engineer, check your local auction house. That kind of green or gray, green, yellow thing goes really well with that set overall. And the weapon is Sanctum of Domination Heroic for the staff, so that's an easy pickup. The second set here says Shadow Priest 100% of the way. I think it hits the class fantasy perfectly. The shoulders, Nyalotha Mythic, Carapace of N'Zoth, that's about an 8% drop rate. The chest, which is from the Vault of Wardens, as you can see the boss, 12% on the drop rate for the Flame Heart vestments. Basically, the legs are also part of that drop set. Now, there's also a robe that is very similar that you could pick up from that same place, or I'm not sure if it's Legion Dungeons, but the reality is if you want to go with the robe, you can go with that robe that's very similar to the chest and the legs. As you can see, the legs, part of that drop set as the chest. Moving on to the hands, we are pulling this from a place called BFA, Mesa Roy's Flame Fist. Mesa Roy drops it, 8% drop rate on those grayish gloves. The feet are from Nazmir, Dead Rot Shaman drop it, or you can buy it on the auction house. Probably the best way to go to the auction house. There's a lot of different other boots that you could go with. I know there's a pair from Dragon Soul that you could use. You could even go with the Netherweave boots or the same boots from the same tier as the gloves. The head, as you can see, is the Arcatraz, which of course is the Harbinger Skyrish. I think that's the last boss there in that dungeon from BC. And the weapon, Nyalotha Mythic. This set is kind of a mix of a few different tiers, particularly here, Stormwind Orgrimmar, Justice Quartermaster to get the Mantle of Cleansing Flames. That, of course, is from Cata, Dragon Soul. You could also go to Dragon Soul and try and farm out the shoulders if you want. The chest, Korthia, Venthyr Campaign, Rep and Renown to get the chest, which is the Radiant Court vestments. We're also pulling the belt from that same source, as well as the legs and the cape. Of course, you could swap out the cape if you want with something different. But I thought this cape from this Venthyr Campaign Korthia worked extraordinarily well. Keep in mind, as long as you hit level 80 or Renown 80 on the Venthyr, if you're playing Kyrian, if you're playing Necrolord, you're playing Night Fae as a priest, as long as you're level 80, Renown 80, with the Venthyr, you can mug it. So that's the way it works now. The hands and the boots are from the same source, which is a tier from Battle for Azeroth, or as I often like to say, Baffled by Azerite. Those are, you know, there's also a dark gray look with those that you could go with from that same rate. I'm not sure if it's heroic or normal mode. The headpiece, I think, works really well. Blackwing Lair, Nefarian, as you can see the name, 23% on the drop rate. And the weapon, yeah, it doesn't look so great, but it hits the mark here with the overall theme of this set. Also putting Disc and Holy in the crosshairs with this set, Fallen Avengers Ammus. We're looking at Antares, which of course is from Legion. Agrimar drops those shoulders. The chest piece, old school vanilla WoW, Elwyn Forest, or Durotar. Basically, you get it from the Noble Garden Quartermaster. It's going to cost you some chocolate. It's digital chocolate, so you could part with it without a problem. Antares, of course, the Burning Flame to get the belt, part of the same tier set as the shoulders. The hands, also part of that set. Gloves of Abhorrent Strategies, various mobs, or you can just step up and buy that on the auction house. That might be the best way to go. The feet, Ritual Sandals are from Wailing Caverns, various mobs there, quick easy dungeon to do from vanilla, or you could step up and buy it on the auction house. I do believe they're a lookalike, so check Wowhead for that. Shawl of Blind Absolution. This itself is also from a tier in Legion, but it's a different raid, so that looks pretty sharp. The headpiece, also part of that same tier as the back, which is from Tomb of Sargeras Mythic. Now we're going to the weapon, which is Maledict Opus, Sanctum of Domination. Keep in mind, Heroic Kel'Thuzad drops that staff. Back into shadows with this set, but it does work for the other two specs, I do believe, as well. The shoulders, Night Courtiers Ammus Arden wield the Night Far campaign. That would be Fae. That's a little bit of a typo. If you look at your keyboard, you can see R and E are very close together, so that's just a quick typo. Robe of Brutal Tantrums. Sounds like me after I lose a battleground. Blackrock Foundry, LFR. The belt, part of the same set from Arden wield the Night Fae campaign. Rep and Renown to pick up that belt. Part of the same set as, I do believe, the shoulders. The offhand here, Wild Combatants Reprieve. WoD PvP vendor. If you hoard, you can have to be a Warmonger set. That's what you're going to go after, Warmonger's Combatants. Looks pretty epic here on a Night Elf. The hands, Night Courtiers Hand Wraps, Arden Wield Night Fae campaign. Rep and Renown. You might be thinking, how did I get it right? More often than I get it wrong. You know, how come it doesn't say Night Far for all of them? I guess I got the typo fixed. Netherweave Boots, BC level tailoring. Check your local tailor. Check your local auction house. And the back, dark leather cloak, simple looking kind of purplish cloak. I really like this cloak. Leatherworking, auction house, vanilla. And the headpiece is Stormheim, Highlands Itten, or you could just kind of step up, buy it on the auction house. Last piece, the weapon, Hellfire Citadel, Heroic to get the dagger. Got a little bit of Shadowlands, a little bit of BFA. Let's break it down. Unchained Gladiator, Silk Mantle, Oribos, Shadowlands PvP vendor. You're looking at conquest points currently. If you're watching this video 6 months, a year from now, bottom line is probably Marks of Honor. Chest piece, you got to go to Old Deer, hit up Heroic. Mithrax is the boss to get the robe. The belt is part of the same PvP tier as the head, as well as the shoulders, so keep that in mind. Shadowlands PvP vendor, conquest points. Incidentally, there's a lot of robes that can go with this set, so you can swap out the robe if you want something with a little bit more snap to it, a little bit more pizzazz, so to speak. Grievous Gladiator's Treads of Alacrity. If you hoard, you're going to have to go Prideful. If you want an easy pickup, you could go with the very easy Netherweave Boots are gray. Will go very well with this set as well. That's a quick crafted set from BC, so you can buy it on the auction house. Maldraxxus to get that back piece. That looks really, really cool. Very much Shadowproof stuff. Unchained Gladiator's Hood, Oribos, Shadowlands, PvP vendor, conquest points currently, and Marks of Honor eventually. Finally, the weapon, Sanctum of Domination, regular mode, Guardian of the First Ones. 5% or so for the drop rate on the staff. My name is Luxeley. I want to thank everybody for stopping by and leave you with this final thought. Whatever it is by you, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night, do your best to make it epic. Thank you very much for watching.